Well, hey there, rock stars. Sarah Rockin' Robbins here with SarahRobbins.com. I am so thrilled to have you on the session today. Today, we're going to be talking about the 5 things that I learned on the way to my journey to the $5 million circle of my company. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am the author of a best-selling book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, which became #1 in multi-level marketing the day that it launched. So that's super exciting. And let me see what's going on here. I'm not quite sure, but my GoToMeeting is telling me some fantastic things. And also the creator of the CD series, the Rockstar Recruiting School. And that was also a #1 bestseller through Networking Times, the best CD on their channel, which is pretty exciting. I am the #1 earner in my company. And before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about my story. Again, just a reminder that we are on a full session tonight. So if people can't get on, we will be issuing out the replay available for 48 hours after tonight's call. So let people know. But we are super excited about tonight. So a little bit about my story for those of you who don't know. I am a formerly shy teacher by trade. I was living in one of the more depressed economies in the country. I had just moved, just got married, just got my brand new job teaching kindergarten. And I was in my 20s when I started my business. Now, while I love teaching, we were facing financial difficulties and paying bills with change. I was facing the loss of my job and our first home, and this caused me to look for extra income, and my search led me to network marketing. I actually found my company when it was a top-selling clinical brand in high-end department stores, and I was freelancing for my company to supplement my teaching income. And during the time, our founders were looking for ways that they could leverage their brand and bring dermatology to the masses in today's social economy. And everyone's online, so they decided to choose a more social selling model. And they decided that they would leave retail and go into direct sales. And they offered us the opportunity to join them. And my mom, Chris, and myself said yes. Now, because we were first in our company, we didn't have training or marketing materials. In fact, we didn't even have a compensation plan yet. All we had was our belief. We believed so strongly in the products that we were presenting and the opportunity that we were offering. From the outside looking in, though, it didn't appear that we would have a very high survival rate. But today, my mom and I are actually both 7-figure income earners with our company. Now, through our persistence and commitment to personal and professional growth, we were able to establish a system and help other people to get off to a great start. I was actually able to retire from teaching so I could pursue my dream of starting a foundation for children. And in 4 short years of working full-time by the age of 29, I became our company's first 6-figure per month earner, and most recently achieved our company's $5 million circle, and today am the #1 earner in our company. Now, I'm so proud of what our profession has done for people. My greatest joy is what we're able to give. We offer hope and freedom to those who join us in our incredible business. And we also give hope to those outside of our opportunity as we're now able to bless them with our time, talent, and resources. Now, many of you have seen, we've been posting on our fan page, facebook.com// Sarah Robbins fan page, a little bit about our project in honor of our 10-year anniversary. My husband and I are actually opening up an orphanage for 100 little angels. And you can learn more about that or even choose to support it at missions.me, missions.me/Robbins Nest, ROBBINSNEST, Robbins Nest. Now, since I am a teacher by heart, I've actually always had a passion for sharing what I've learned with others. I love to teach and train new people, and I believe that we make a life by what we give. So, people started asking me, how are you doing what you do? And, companies started asking me to do consulting. People started to ask me to speak at events and coach their leaders for my system. So I decided I would literally take everything that I knew in this little blonde brain of mine and put it together in a CD series called the Rockstar Recruiting School. And basically, it's a 3 CD series. It's 6 sessions on things like power prospecting, how to rock your recruiting, how to power close, handle objections, how to power start a new person, or how to start strong yourself. And then, of course, some lessons in leadership and more. And again, it was so successful, it became the #1 best-selling CD on Networking Times. You can now find it on my site at SarahRobbins.com. And I've had leaders give me testimonials all the time on how it's helping them to rock their network marketing business, different companies than my own, and even some people in our company as well. And then, of course, I continued to build and learn even more new things. And then I decided to continue my training from there and do a book. I basically compiled 5 years of training into a book called Rock Your Network Marketing Business. We launched it together, did a little training series, and it was awesome. Became a #1 bestseller in the multi-level marketing category and has been a bestseller ever since. So thank you to all of you. You can find that single copies on Amazon. But if you're going to order in bulk, you're going to get a much better discount on my site at sarahrobbins.com. And today, actually, in honor of my recent achievement and my big birthday, I want to give back to the profession that has so greatly blessed us with my 5 steps on how I achieved $5 million circle in my company. So today we're going to talk about that, the 5 steps. And when you boil down the systematic activities of what it takes to build a big business like mine over time, it's very simple. Guys, here's what it is. You got to excite people about your business and then invite them to learn more, to join you on the products, to join you in the business every single day. You've got to be consistent. Daily activity is the cure to what ails you in your business. Now, when you practice the art of inviting, I want you to remember my 3 A's. A as in apple. How's that for a kindergarten teacher for you? Sarah Robbins, 3 A's. Number 1, ask. You have not if you ask not. Ask people to be your guest to the next upcoming informational call or event. Ask them to listen and learn more. Number 2, speak in the affirmative. The next A is affirmative. Speak in the affirmative when you're talking to people about what you do. Say things like, when you join our team, or when you try our products, here's what you're going to experience. It's all about your posture, and posture is knowing what you have. Transforming products or a life-changing opportunity. Number 3, the third A, assume the sale. Guys, say things, be bold. Say things like, I'd love to have you as my customer. You're going to love our products. Do you have a few minutes that I can walk you through the process and make a recommendation and start your order for you? Or if you're talking about the business, say something like, hey, I want to be honest with you. I'd love to have you on my team. What do you think? You have not if you ask not. Now, we're going to move right into the 5 top tips that help me to reach the $5 million circle in my company. These are 5 things that I've learned. Number 1, customers are important. So we're going to talk about how to get customers. Number 2, keeping them happy is even more important. So we're going to talk about customer retention. Number 3, recruiting rocks. If you want to build a big business, I'm going to give you some steps on how to rock your recruiting. Number 4, you've got to rock the fast start with your new distributors because success in this business is not singular, it's plural. You've got to involve a lot of people in doing what you do if you want to build a really big business over time. And number 5, leadership is going to take you to the next level. And that's actually something new that I've never trained on before. So it's juicy. It's going to be right at the very end. So make sure you stay on for the entirety of this class. Again, this is a sold out session. So if you drop off the line, you're giving up your spot to somebody else. But again, if they can't make it on, don't forget that the replay will be made available after this live session for about 48 hours. Now remember, as I teach you tonight, your income and success is not guaranteed by me or anything that I teach you today. It's totally dependent on your hard work and the hard work of the people who join you on your team. You're going to have to implement what you learn. You're going to have to give it the time that it takes to succeed. And these are not projections or promises. These are simply ideas. You ready to rock? Here we go. All right, so let's first talk about getting and keeping customers. One of the ways, and by the way, let me just say this real quick. I'm not going to be putting a bunch of stuff on the screen for you tonight, a bunch of pretty pictures and words. First and foremost, all of my scripts and everything that I know, literally, if you want a word by word, buy my CDs or buy my book. I just have to say it's all there for you. I want you listening. I want you learning. I want you taking notes. I want you writing down questions because actually at the very end of this training, I'm going to teach you how you can get personal coaching from me for free tonight. Okay. So that's going to be toward the very end of the session. So make sure you stay on till the end. All right, here we go. So one of the keys to building a strong, sustainable business is developing a healthy, sized, happy customer base. So why is this so important? Well, our business is built by the volume that's created by sales to an end customer, whether it be the distributors who are using the products monthly and getting great results, or happy customers who are loving their benefits. When you've got an army full of people on auto ship experiencing incredible results with your product, that translates into big business. Customers influence your volume in a big way. A majority of my 6-figure per month income comes from the customers that have joined somewhere on our team. Remember, I couldn't have recruited enough customers myself to earn a 7-figure income, but I've got a lot of people, each bringing on a little bit of customers, right? And I'm able to earn on those sales, my sales team. So, I look at it this way. I've got to lead with the business and default on the product to build a big business, right? Because instead of selling a cup of coffee, I want to have a franchise that's selling a cup of coffee, on every single corner. That's the beauty of network marketing is, distribution channels. I can't distribute enough products personally to earn the type of income that I am today, but my team can. So if people aren't interested in your business, they can certainly benefit from your products or service that your company provides. So what does that mean? It means it's very important to nurture this group and encourage them to stick with you as a customer, as they're going to account for a good portion of your team volume and check in the long run. We're going to talk about how to effectively maintain a happy and loyal customer base in just a bit. But first, we're going to talk about 5 great ways to get great customers. You ready for it? Here we go. Number 1, host events in people's homes. Now, wait a minute. Before you screech and squeal and say, I don't want to do parties, let me just say this. My company is not a party planning company, but when I started my business, I had the idea of this. I can do anything for a short period of time to produce the long-term financial freedom that I desire and my family deserves. So I hosted some events in my home to share the products and the opportunity. I knew if I had limited hours, I would rather spend an hour of my time in front of 10 or more people opposed to talking to one person on the phone for an hour. It's a great way to build the business fast. When I saw the success that these events brought, I began calling my friends and family saying, I've got a business growing in your area. I would love to meet new people. Would you be willing to host an event for me? You invite your friends, I'll do all the work, and I'll throw in some product for free as a thank you. This expanded my audience, increased my exposure, and helped me to secure more customers and leads for my business. Now, here's a quick tip for you. And by the way, some of these trainings and some of these tips you may have heard me share before, but interspersed throughout tonight, this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to share with you some juicy tidbits that maybe you've never heard before. And here's one of them. A tip from the top on live events. Apple TV, guys, it rocks. And I don't get anything for sharing this with you, but I will share this. I love Apple TV because, first of all, it's inexpensive, but if you use it for your live events, I don't know if you know, but you can Google this for a tutorial or call Apple TV. When you buy it, you'll get some free support with it. But you can mirror image what's on your iPhone to your TV. So when you're doing your events, it's pretty cool. You can pull up your company's, videos from your YouTube channel or website to support your presentation. If they've got a before and after, PDF, which our company does, we just pull up the PDF, which is super cool, mirror image it to the TV. And as we're sharing testimonials of the product, we're literally saying, look at what the product does. Facts tell, stories sell. Now, for events, you can also leverage virtual events. So how about doing a Skype event? We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Skype is a great way. If you can't, leave your house, or if you're doing a launch with friends that live all around the country, or if you're helping to launch a newbie who lives in Florida and you live in Michigan, Skype is a great way to be involved and literally still be face-to-face without you having to travel. We'll talk about that. You can also leverage group events too. So you could do trade shows. Now, here's the thing. This is my philosophy. And you can, of course, consult your upline for further, consideration. But I don't go and spend thousands of dollars at these events. I mean, perhaps if you did that, you could split it with other consultants. But if it's going to cost me thousands of bucks, I'm going to buy a $10 ticket as an attendee and go and network. But, sometimes that, let's say there's vendor fairs at schools or churches and it's $50 or $100. And I say, okay, I can sell a product or two and earn my money back. Sure, definitely sign up for some of those. But what about networking groups and events, etc.? Now, number 2, second way to get some great customers. Customer appreciation events, they're super powerful. So once a quarter, my local team and I used to do friends, family, and customer appreciation events before I ended up moving. And in the evening, we would do a cocktails and conversations type event. If it was during the day, we would call them coffee and conversations. Sometimes we would even host luncheons. Now, it was crazy, guys, because, at business presentations, you find 75% are distributors and just a few guests. But when we were doing these fun themes and we were just literally saying friends, family, and customer appreciation, we're going to do drawings, giveaways, and more. We had 75% guests and probably 25% distributors. It was totally flipped. It was awesome. We would just focus on sharing customer testimonials, highlighting new products, doing games and drawings. And of course, we weaved in the opportunity with business stories. Our friends, family, and customers would come and bring friends, and these networking type events would pack the room for us. We always had tremendous results. So try it out. Number 3, to get great customers, gift your products at every occasion. Give them as gifts. I always look for ways to get our products in people's hands, whether it's a holiday, somebody's birthday, or as a thank you. I know if I can get them on the product, they're hooked. Plus, it's an open door to a conversation about my business in the future when I follow up, because I can say, hey, how are you loving our products? Would love to tell you more about it. Number 4, social media. Now, if you followed me for any period of time, and you're subscribed to my generic newsletters, not my team newsletters, not my company newsletters, you can subscribe at sarahrobbins.com. That's where you'll get notifications for generic training like this that is not company specific, that's open to all of network marketing, because I don't send these out to my team. If you subscribe to my newsletters at sarahrobbins.com, you'll find, you can get a free video demystifying the big build. When you sign up for it, you're subscribed to my newsletter. Then you know about my social media trainings. Actually, social media is one of the greatest ways that I get most of my leads today. It's not the way, the only way, it's a way. But I did a video, and I want you to watch it because I don't have a lot of time to go into depth on this tonight. If you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/skincare consultants, youtube.com/skincare consultants, you will find under my social media training videos, social media part 1 and social media part 2. You could probably go to my blog as well on sarahrobbins.com, and just in the little search bar, type in social media, and any social media training I've ever done will pop up. But here's just the quick gist of it. Few things you can do on social media. Post press when your product, post press that your product receives. So if you're in a magazine or, some sort of media channels talking about you, then talk about it. Post, anytime there's a new product launch in your company. Post specials that the company is offering, and maybe even create your own, like a Sephora style giveaway. The next 10 customers to comment below and inbox message me with their address will get X, Y, and Z, and post a picture of what you're giving away. Post before and after pictures if it's appropriate for your company. Collect customer testimonials and share them. And guys, anytime that you're, sharing something about one of your customers, tag them in the post too. So not only does it go out to your news feed, but it shows up on their wall and their friends see it too. So you can kind of double dip the amount of exposure. But again, I share more about that in my videos. If you're at all confused and you want to see it on the screen, it's there. But social media and sharing stories are a great way to share your products. So remember, use your products and service at all times. Make sure your family is too. Develop a ton of customer testimonials before and afters and share them. Number 5 for getting customers, if your company offers samples, try using a sample pack approach. Look for ways to engage in conversation, give people compliments, ask them questions. Guys, I get the question all the time. If I'm shy, how do I talk to people? The best advice was given to me because I was formerly shy. Act like you're interviewing somebody. Ask them a lot of questions. The number one thing that they like to talk about is themselves. Get good at making friends. And, you don't even have to say a word about your business. At the end, leave them with a little sample and say, I've loved chatting with you today. I would love to leave you with a little gift. Tell them more about your sample and what it does and say, I promise you'll love it. If you promise me you'll try it, I promise you I'll follow up. Get their name and number. Tell them what time you're going to call and give them a call. How'd you love the product? Would love to tell you more about it. If you don't have samples, what you could do is, throughout the conversation, say something like, where are you from? And when they tell you, oh, really, that's awesome, I'm building a business there, they may ask what you do, and you can tell them more. If they don't, just keep the conversation going. And before you leave, this little $1 million tip for you as well. Pull out your smartphone. I love to do that, and pull up my Facebook app and say, hey, real quick, are you on Facebook? Add him as a friend. Inbox message him. Hey, it was nice to meet you. And later you can talk to them and say, hey, earlier you mentioned you were from wherever they said. I've got a business building there, and I would love to reconnect and tell you more about it. And set a time to chat. Now, here's the thing. If they don't answer the phone when you try to give them a call back, then they become a part of your online audience. And they watch you for a while, and you never know when they might be intrigued by what you do and ask you about more, to learn more. Now, when you talk to friends or when you network, learn to get good at recommending your products and sharing great experiences you've had or other people have had. Remember, this isn't about sales, it's about sharing when you see someone has a need for what you're offering. It's just like making a recommendation for a great restaurant. When somebody shares a problem you can solve, you share your story. And once you gain a customer, it's so important that you keep them happy because you never know what they will do. They might join you in business later or be a customer for life, but you never know who they will lead you to through their referrals. So, this brings me to number 2 of my 5 tips for tonight, and that is customer retention. Now, why is customer retention important? It's important to provide excellent customer service from the very enrollment appointment throughout the lifetime of customers ordering. So, here's what it could look like for you. And again, your company may have a system, but this is just what I personally do. First, I recommend that you sign up all of your customers on your auto ship program if your company has one. Why? Well, this helps to build steady residual income and loyalty, but it also ensures that they get appropriate discounts and benefits that may be offered to them. I walk my customers through their first order. So, actually set an enrollment appointment where I make product suggestions and say, hey, while we're on the phone, let me go ahead and get this order started for you. What's your contact information, billing information, etc. We input it. I walk them through, what to do when their products arrive, etc. This is going to eliminate the likelihood of order errors and buyer's remorse, but it also allows you to say, hey, what products are you interested in? You can make recommendations. You can upsell as well. Now, when they order, I do send my customers a handwritten thank you card. It's not old fashioned, guys. It truly is a great way to give great customer service. Think about it this way. For me, it's only shopping at high end stores that I get a thank you card from the clerk, and it always makes a great impression. And I do stay loyal to them. A thank you is absolutely essential. So I also go through any necessary instructions with them at the time of ordering. I have them text me then when their products arrived, and I follow up with a phone call. This is a good time to be sure that they're using everything properly and enjoying their experience. And if they have any concerns, this is a great time that you'll get to know about them and you can address them immediately. Now, my next contact is usually a week before their next shipment or billing, or, when you think, if you don't have regular orders, when you think they might be interested in hearing more, be noting dates, that people order and all that good stuff on your calendar. This is a great time to make additional suggestions and help them to adjust their orders accordingly. So if you've got a consumable product, you could call them and say, hey, what are you loving? What are you out of? What do you need to reorder? Let me help you to modify your upcoming order. If you don't have consumables, you could just say, hey, calling to see how you've been loving your whatever it is, and I'm calling to recommend a few more of my favorites to you. Remember, continual follow-up is key. So be sure that your customers are in the loop with newsletters or calls, and share any exciting product launches, specials, or product-specific events that come to your area. Just like some of your favorite stores call you for exclusive shopping events or offers. And if you're anything like me, you take them up on it. Treat them like royalty and they will give you loyalty. Quick story. I actually have a jewelry store that I like to shop at. Ladies, Little Blue Box. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's pretty funny because, I pay a high price for sterling silver jewelry that I could probably find somewhere for a lot less. But I'll tell you what, it's all about the way that I'm treated, my customer experience, and how I feel. I've got a great sales clerk here locally. Her name is Mika. And I'm telling you what, she sends me emails to say happy holidays, wishing you and your husband a great year in business. How are you loving such and such? Anytime something is new. Now, unfortunately, they don't offer sales on their products. But, whenever I'm thinking about jewelry for a gift, where do you think I go? And whenever I go to that store, who do you think I ask for? I am a gift to Mika that keeps on giving. But remember, to you, customers are a gift that keeps on giving. I always say that happy customers also make the best business partners. I want you to think about this. They're already loving your product and they're the best evangelist for the brand. So don't you think that they'd love to monetize that, and get a great distributor discount too? So be sure to follow up with your customers at some point and say something like, how are you loving your product? I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but it's a distributor of them. I actually get a really great discount on it pay wholesale price or whatever it is, and I make money as I share them with other people. I don't know if you'd be interested in listening or learning more, but it would be a great way for you to get your product for free or at a really great discount. Would you be interested in learning more? Throw it out there. Lastly, be sure to develop your own referral rewards program. If you have my book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, or my first CD series, The Rockstar Recruiting School, you know what this looks like because I detail it and I share with you how well it's worked for me. Develop a program that rewards your customers for referring people onto you for the products or for your opportunity. And tell your customers what you're looking for. You're always looking for referrals of other people to try the products. You're always looking for referrals of other people to join your business. And then think about what you're willing to offer them, whether it is, free product as a thank you or a portion of your cash bonus as a finder's fee, because referrals can be very rewarding. Now, use your discretion on how much you're willing to give for referrals of those who join you on products in the business or if they host an event for you. But remember this, it can be rewarding. Some of my strongest distributors came from referral sources. Here's a few quick examples. My personal business partners, Stephanie and Emily, are both top leaders in our company. I actually met Emily through my sister, Emily. My sister wasn't interested in our business, believe it or not. My mom and I are both seven-figure earners, but I asked her if I could share more with her about what I was doing in hopes that she could lead me to someone. And I further explained that there would be referral rewards if she could lead me to people. And she agreed. So I shared more and I gave her some links of things to post on social media. And one day she posted a few sentences on Facebook about my business and my story and said, hey, message me if you'd like to learn more and be connected to my sister. And a woman at our gym messaged her back, came to one of our meetings, and joined me in business. Her name is Emily. And today that Emily has risen to the top of our leaderboard, earned over $10,000 in cash bonuses, served on our company's advisory board, and it was the best $50 I ever spent. Now, what about my partner, Stephanie? I used to teach her son in kindergarten. I shared with her what I was doing, and she began regularly referring people on to me. And I kept thinking, man, are these people going to come in under you? Or are they going to come in under me? And one day she said, why not me? We met for coffee, and she joined me. She, too, has earned over $10,000 in bonuses, has risen to the top of our leaderboard in the company, has earned incredible incentive trips as well. And the icing on the cake, these two leaders have become two of my very best friends. As you can see, customers and referral sources can be very rewarding. They can lead you to your power partners over time. Now, speaking of power partners, let me share with you a quick story of how a product inquiry can lead to big business. In fact, one of the largest and fastest growing teams in our organization today, I call this the crystal coder approach. If you're in my company, you know why. You've heard me share the story. So it's based on the name of two leaders. Now, my good friend Crystal, who's the top leader in our company, is really diligent about posting on social media before and after pictures and testimonials. And guys, if you're planting those seeds and they haven't come into fruition yet, you've got to give it time, because her friend, Debbie, was watching Crystal's posts over time and eventually said, all right, girl, tell me more. And so, of course, Crystal did what she asked and told her more about the products, but kind of snuck in and said, hey, I don't know if you're aware, but as a distributor of the products, I get a great discount. Would you be interested in hearing more? She said, sure. Debbie ended up joining her business. And as a mom of 5, and by the way, she homeschools, is now growing one of the biggest teams in our company. And it all started with a product inquiry, but Crystal was brave enough to say, hey, as a distributor, I get some great benefits. Would you like me to tell you more? And if they say no, guys, then just continue on with their order. But if they say yes, that could lead you to one of your next power partners as well. Now, I do want to say this. These leaders are building big business by rocking the recruiting. In fact, they are literally, many of the people on their team are on the leaderboard for being top recruiters in our company. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Number 3 of my 5 tips is to build a big business in our profession. You must rock your recruiting. You must. Goal setting and accountability has been the key to my success in my network marketing business. I set a goal earlier this year to recruit 10 people. Now, before you get impressed, I want to tell you I've only done this a few other times before, and those were the times that, I set a goal to recruit 10 or more people too. But what I did was I created a chart, nothing special, just a little grid, with a magic marker and paper of 10 boxes, and I tracked my progress, and I committed to daily activity of reaching new people to produce the results that I desired. Now, what's my average goal every month? Obviously 10 a month is not my average goal. My average goal for my network marketing business is to recruit a minimum of 2 new people every month. So how do I get there? Well, there's no secret to success in network marketing. When you want your team volume to grow and your title to grow, you have to go into a recruiting blitz yourself. New people bring new activity and new growth. I always say it's easier to give birth than it is to resurrect the dead. If you don't like your team, you need to recruit a new one. Okay? I cannot say I want to recruit 2 people this month and just wait for it to happen and wish for it to happen. A goal's not enough without committing to the activity that it's going to take to get there. When people say to me, okay, the business isn't working for me, and they whine and complain, I'll say, are you reaching out to a few new people every single day? And I'm talking new people that have never heard about it before, and they say no, and I'll say, all right, well, you need to start there. And then when you are, then let's troubleshoot and let's pinpoint, maybe it's something you're saying, et cetera. But if you're not doing the work every day, I can't help you. Your willing to has to be greater than your wanting to. You got to be willing to make the contacts every single day. Similarly, I can't just say, I want to lose 10 pounds this month and not track my water intake, my calories, my exercise. So, for myself, for my business, I track my daily activity goals. My goal is to talk to 3 to 5 new people every day on my list or when I'm out and about. Now, when I say new people, it is not calling back the same people over and over again who just can't give me an answer. It is not leaving a voicemail. It's talking to 3 to 5 live people. Why? Well, my friend Richard Brook recently broke it down like this at an industry event. He said, okay, if you can't commit to 3 to 5, I want you to start by reaching out to 1 or 2 new people every day. Make a check mark in your planner, put a business card or 2 in your bag if you're going to be out. Here's why. Here's what he said. He's got a lot of experience in our profession. He said, imagine if you invited just 2 new people every day to learn more about your business. If you did that, you would have invited 14 people per week to hear about what you do. He said on a low average, and he owns a company, sits on the DSA. He said on a low average, this is going to lead you to 3 people who join you on a 3-way call to coffee or at an event. And typically one of those 3 will usually enroll to build. And if you did this each week, this would lead you to 4 new business partners a month, about 50 a year, and 100 over the next 2 years. Now he says on average, if you enrolled 100 people over the next 2 to 3 years, in 4 to 5 years, you could likely generate a multi-million-dollar organization with a potential 6-figure or above income. And this is based on industry averages. He said this could be about a $2 million asset to you potentially. Now, according to Richard, these averages can be true when you pick any legitimate company with an average product. Now, these are not promises. They're not projections, right? These are just averages that he's seen, over time. Now, of course, you can consult your company income disclosure statement on your corporate site and communications to see what's possible and realistic for you. But over the course of a few years, I followed a similar pattern, a few new invitations to people every single day. And by the time I recruited over 100 people, I was earning a 7-figure income in my company. Now, your results may vary depending on your progress and pace and the progress and pace of people who join you too. There's a lot of factors that are involved in success in this business. But I want to challenge you to invite at least 2 new people a day to take a look at what you do. If you did that every day, come on, you're going to experience some measure of success over time, right? So now you're thinking, okay, so who do I talk to and what do I say? Now I'm going to give you specific recruiting examples on tonight's call, but let's address this first. As Richard says, if I told you that you'd get paid $500 per invitation, you would find a way to invite 2 per day. with or without training on how to do it. Guys, if I said to you right now, which I'm not saying, but if I said to you right now, hypothetically, hey, I'm going to give you $500 per person that you invite to hear more about your business for the next 25 minutes. And you know what? I'm going to give you 20 minutes of training on how to do it, and then you can go. Guys, you would hang up without the 20 minutes of training and say, forget that. I want 25 minutes to go invite as many people as I can. 500 times 10. Man, I could make $5,000 just by finding 10 people to share this with. Right? You wouldn't care how you got them, who it was. You wouldn't even worry about what to say. You would find a way, wouldn't you? See, the question is not where do I find people? We're surrounded by them. The question is, are you willing to talk to them and invite them to learn more about your business every single day? When your mouth is closed, your business is closed in this business. Now, so let's talk about these numbers because it's interesting how much an invitation is actually worth with this scenario that I shared with you. If you consider the potential of growing your business to a $2 million asset, then your 1,400 invitations, 2 a day for 2 years, would actually be worth around $1,400 a piece, much more than the $500. How do I know 2 million divided by 1,400 is around $1,400? So what should that tell you? There is great value in every invitation that you make. So guys, it's time to get into massive action and reach out and invite 2 new people every single day. Get out, go where the people are, reach out to your contact list, reach out to people on Facebook, go through A through Z, pass out samples and cards, excite and invite, excite and invite. So where do you find them? I'm going to give a quick overview. I'm not going to give scripts and all sorts of, deep details because all of those are outlined in my book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, and in huge detail on my first CD series, which is where you're going to find a good bulk of, more of the language stuff called the Rockstar Recruiting School. But this is a quick overview. You could revisit your customers and say, how are you loving your products? Or how are you loving your purchase? I'm not sure if I ever shared, but as a distributor, I get a great discount. And I would love to get you on this program where you could get my wholesale pricing too and earn your purchases for free or make a little money by sharing them with others. Do you have a few minutes where I could share more? And then you share your business, your distributor discounts, and your benefits. You could revisit past prospects or former business builders when something is new. And say something like, I know the timing wasn't right before, but if there's ever a time to take another look at the company, the time is now. I never scratch people off my list, guys. A great time to revisit them is after, a leadership retreat or a company convention or anytime, new product or program or bonus launches. Tell them what's new and exciting and why their timing couldn't be better to take another peek. What about going through your phone and Facebook contacts? Guys, I have never been more convicted now to do this than ever before. If you've got my CD series, if you've got my book, you've heard the story of my $50 million mistake. In fact, it's on my free training video too on my website. When you sign up for Demystifying the Big Build at sarahrobbins.com, it'll give you the free video as well as sign you up for my generic newsletters, which are different than my team newsletters. But I share the story of a woman that I was afraid to call and somebody else called her. You heard the story. And long story short, she ended up being a number 1 recruiter in our company and, definitely had a huge negative impact, right, financially on my business. So I'm happy for them and I love them. They're 2 of my greatest friends. But I shared in the video, I only have to learn that once. Well, guess what? I learned it a second and third time. I guess third time's the charm. I've had 2 people join my company most recently. And one of them I thought, she must have seen it on social media. Remember, a prospect is not a prospect until you have had a personal conversation with them. We can't mark our territory with people. It doesn't work that way in this business. Prospecting starts when your conversation with them begins. I also had a good friend join somebody else in business and, I was kind of surprised. And she said, well, you never really shared it with me. I'm sorry. So I am more committed now than ever before to reaching out to my 5 a day, going through A through Z, through all of my contacts and making sure that I have shared a personalized invitation for them to listen, learn, hear more. Hey, I'm sure you've seen what I'm up to on Facebook. Wanted to reach out and share it with you. By the way, your kids are super cute. What are they up to? Blah, blah, blah. Start your conversation. Don't spam people. You need to watch my social media part 1 and social media part 2 videos on my YouTube site to tell you exactly how to do it. But is it possible that there are people in your phone and on Facebook that you have not personally prospected? Call them, text them, inbox them. I don't care how. And say, I want to share some exciting news with you. I started a new business. Tell them more about it and why you're excited about it. And say, I noticed you're in such and such area and it's expanding there. I wanted to share it with you and see if I could pick your brains on ideas of how I could build it there. See, who you might know that would be interested. Could I treat you to coffee? If they're long distance, a virtual coffee, give them a little Starbucks card and say, I want to tell you more. And at that time, you can share your story, your company's story, and why you think it might be a great fit for them, and ask them, who do you know that the product or opportunity might be great for? They might identify themselves or refer you on to somebody as well. What about lifestyle networking? Look for ways to engage in conversation when you're out and about. Give people compliments, ask a lot of questions, leave them with those samples, or, as I shared my $1 million tip, pull out your smartphone. Hey, on Facebook, let's connect. My business is building in your area. I give a lot of scripting in my training materials, but, be thinking about ways that you can make friends and continue on with those conversations. What about parties and virtual parties? Ask friends to host events for you. My business is building in your area. I'd love to meet new people. Would you host an event for me? I'll give you some free product as a thank you. One of my leaders on my team, her name is Karen. She had a big birthday and her friends kept saying, what do you want? What do you want? And she said, hey, I've got an idea. Would you host an event for me? They said, sure. Guys, it was one of the best events I've ever been to. There's a ton of people there. A bunch of people wanted to order. A bunch of people wanted to join the business. And Karen looked at her friends and, being the brilliant leader that she is, she said, hey, are these people signing up under you or are they coming in under me? Now's your chance. And they joined her and she rebuilt a big leg in her team. Social media. Again, watch my training videos, but we are paid storytellers. Mix up your personal posts and your inspirational posts with a little bit of business every few days. Again, you're not posting about your business every single day, but, you'll share congratulations from time to time to people on your team or in the company who are achieving. You might welcome your new business partners on your page and tag them so it shows up on your timeline and theirs. You might give shout outs to people who made an achievement. And what does that do? It edifies the person. It encourages your team, but it engages your online audience. Man, how are these people earning these trips? Man, keep seeing your business is building. Man, what are all these exciting things happening? I've got to ask her. They'll get intrigued. They'll message you eventually. You got to give it time. But, for the products, again, share product tips and testimonials, before and afters, business success stories. You get the drill. What about, networking groups or chamber events where you can, meet other professionals who are looking to get and give referrals? What about events? When you're invited, do you go? You never know who you're going to meet, where, or when. How about people who provide you services that you say, hey, I've been supporting your business for years. Now it's your turn. Let's meet up for coffee and talk about how we can help each other grow our business. Or even people give you service every single day. Thanks for your great service. We're looking for people like you for our business. Can we exchange information? I'd love to set a time to chat and tell you who I'm looking for and more about what I do. And then you give them a call. Traveling is a ton of fun. I love to strike up conversation when I'm traveling and ask people where they're going and why. And when they ask you back, tell them where you're going and say, oh, I've got a business and it's building there. They're going to ask you what you do and it's an open door to share. What about, revisiting or refreshing your contact list? Or if you're brand new, really taking some time and creating it. Again, don't ever take people off your list. You can always revisit them later when anything is new and exciting. But, go through your Facebook friends list and inbox personal messages to a few people a day. If you're doing copy and paste and spamming, you're going to get flagged by Facebook. So hopefully you watch my training, you know how to do it right. What about, going through your company memory jogger list? What about going through your cell phone? What about, yearbooks, phone books, Yellow pages, going through professions A through Z, thinking about who do you know. It's an accountant, a banker, a chiropractor, all the way through to the zoologist. Your list is going to be ever growing as you encounter new people. So always keep a notepad nearby, write down the names as they come in your head. The larger your list, the more solidly you are going to be establishing your business. Network marketing, by its very nature, requires you to talk to large amounts of people. For myself, currently, I'm focusing on doubling my business over the next 2 years. Why? Well, because I'm super excited about changing lives through our opportunity, but I'm super excited about changing lives through our foundation. And that means that, I've got to talk to more people faster. I don't know if any of you want to join me, but I'm actually retaking my 30-day challenge that I issued on my blog at sarahrobbins.com. If you go to my blog at sarahrobbins.com, under the little tab, there's something called the 30-day challenge. Start from day 1, and every day, the first day of the challenge is reaching out to 2 people a day. I'm going to teach you how to be committed to it. And I share the story that I shared earlier, what 2 a day means to you. But each day, I give you a specific idea and language on how to find your 2 a day. If you took the challenge, take it again. Find an accountability partner to take it with you, somebody in your company that you can text every day. Hey, did you watch day 2 of the challenge today? What did you learn? Okay, so who's your hottest prospect today, and how can I help you close them? Be committed every single day. Now, after recruiting those 10 people last month, I will be honest and say it got a little overwhelming because all of a sudden I had 10 people to start all at once. So I decided to really boil down back to the basics and say, how do I really tighten up my fast start with these new people? So I want to share with you the 5 tips to help you to rock your fast start in network marketing. And at the end, we're going to go over the new leadership stuff. Okay, so if you've heard this before, I'm going to quickly go through it. But this brings me to tip number 4 of my 5 tonight, and that is power partner together from day 1. Okay? Or I'm sorry, this brings me to tip number 4, and that's rocking your fast start. And basically, it's 5 steps for your fast start. And the first of the 5 is power partner together from day 1. Just like I do enrollment appointments for my customers, I do it for my new distributors as well. I don't just, send somebody off to my website and say good luck. Good leadership starts from the enrollment appointment. So we do their enrollment, do a website walkthrough together, show them how to place orders, where to get trainings, and then basically you're going to send them a welcome email and give them some homework. Their first homework should always be revolved around, again, your company has a system, so stick to it. These are just 5 tips to really hone in on, okay? But the first thing that you really want to focus in on, is start creating your list. Go through your Facebook, go through your phone, go through the memory jogger that I send you and I'm not going to make you dig for. And write down the names of people you want to share this with. People you want to invite to your launch event, people you want to invite on to calls or coffees. We're going to talk about how to do that tomorrow. So the next day comes. Step 2, you're going to go through, goal setting and, going through their contact list. So, we talk about their why and we talk about any company goals or incentives that are available to them. So let's say like one of the goals is to get 2 new people their first month, whatever your company goal is, you need to modify it for your company. But I might say then to kind of transition into reaching out to people on the list, okay, so who do you want those 2 people to be? Your wildest dreams come true, your top 2. Tell me who they are and why'd you choose them? And we really brainstorm on language and ideas and stories on how to reach out to those 2 people. And essentially, we continue on with that every single day from there. Who's your, 2 people today? Who's your hottest prospects? How can I help you to reach out to them? Tell me about them. Let's brainstorm. A lot of what I do with a new distributor is really working through their contact list. Now, you can email them language and prospecting tips on how to call or message people they know, talk to people who provide them services, talk to people when they're out and about, use the sample pack approach, or even prospect on Facebook. All of the languages in my book and CDs, but I'm sure that you have some that you can send to them too. Teach them. Then at that point, how to invite people, inviting language, how to invite people to a call or coffee with you or to, the very next upcoming meeting or event. I tell my newbies, now you got to start calling people and scheduling these calls and coffees with me. I'm going to help you with your income producing activity. It's my job to present to them and then help them to get off to a fast start. And then I tell them, please text me when you get your kit, your, startup kit. So step 3, their distributor kit is here. One of my brand new consultants, Nancy, just texted me earlier this evening and said, my kit is here. And I basically teach her how to launch your business online and then with an actual event. So I tell my distributors to take a picture of their kit, with all their products spread out. If they've got kids, it's fun that they can all hold up some product and they could say something like, Mama's got a brand new business, and tell a little bit about it with a link, check it out here. And then when people start liking or commenting, they can inbox message them and say, hey, saw your comment on my post, would love to tell you more. What's a good time and number to reach you? And I can also repost that to welcome them on my page a few days later too. We even talk about launching their business with an official event. This is a great way to get their business and products in front of a lot of people at once. So that list that they made, they can invite everybody on the list to come to the grand opening of their new business. So I always tell them sending out invitations is going to get you the best response. Follow up a day or two before, with a text or a reminder saying how happy they are that their, friend is going to be there, because this keeps people from backing out. And encourage guests to bring a friend. The more, the merrier. Now, if these people are local, my new consultant or distributor, whatever you want to say, I actually do the event with them. So they don't have to do a lot of prep. So they feel empowered. They basically, open up, welcome, and introduce me. I tell my story and the company story, a little bit more about, the products. And I use that Apple TV to show some before and after pictures, because facts tell, stories sell. Now, and I really help them to close strong. Now, if they're long distance, I do these presentations all the time via Skype, and I instruct my consultant, hey, go get an HDMI cord from, a store that sells, TVs, computers, all that good stuff, and hook it up to your TV. Super cool, because then I can see them, they can see me without me having to buy a plane ticket. We always test the technology, make sure they have loudspeakers so people can hear me in the back of the room. But basically, I'm like Vanna White. They introduce me on the screen. I can see them. People can see me. I'm holding up products, sharing the presentation. I teach them how to close out their event. Now, to keep momentum going, I tell them that, when they're done with this, that they can start reaching out to their friends and say, my business is building in your area, and I'd love to meet new people. Would you host an event? I'll give you some free product. Step 4 is, make sure that you encourage them to continue to keep inviting. Keep posting, keep calling, follow the leader, do as you do. You're going to help them with their income producing activity, their calls, their coffees, their events. And step 5 is keeping them plugged into systems. Guys, leadership is huge in this business. Leadership will take you to the next level. You've got to look at, when you've got your team going, how do you balance it all? Because you're never going to stop recruiting. If you stop recruiting in your business, you're going to die a slow death. So how did I, as a brand new teacher who was working 7 in the morning till 7 at night, and supporting my husband's business and volunteering and doing all the things that I do, how did I do it? When I started in 10 hours or less a week. Time management. I had to use systems like, you've seen me blog about before, post on my Facebook page, about time trade. I have to create systems for my team. So instead of, doing a bunch of individual training calls with people, I have to do a once a week training call. Besides, doing individual, I still do one-on-ones with my newbies. But, for my larger team, weekly training, weekly opportunity call that people can invite people to. And, for coaching, besides working regularly with my newbies the first 30 days, for my leaders, my top leaders that are in activity, I'm doing once a month counseling sessions, coaching sessions, accountability sessions. And then, to create culture and increase retention, I'm rocking my recruiting, right? People will work harder for raises or praises than they will raises. So, you've got to keep your team plugged in to calls, meetings, and event. You've got to keep recruiting. You've got to be available for their income producing activity, whether you've got one person on your team or 1,001. So that leads me to something that I am so excited about. That is coaching, advanced coaching for network marketing leadership. Guys, every day people say to me, do you provide coaching for leaders? Do you give advanced training? And my answer is, unless they're in my business, no, because I don't have time. I owe my time and attention to the people that are on my team, right? I have limited hours. There's only one of me, a lot of you. And so it was, a big conviction on my heart to be able to generously give. That's my legacy that I leave, and that is what I love and who I am as a teacher. If I didn't make $1 from it, I would still do it because I love it. That's what keeps me up at night. I thought I have got to put together everything that I know as it relates to time management and tools for leaders, coaching, accountability, and how to create systems for your team, how to rock your recognition and create culture. Guys, in my first CD series, it was all about, the basics, power prospecting, rocking your recruiting, closing an objection, starting new, be strong. That was the beginning of this training today. And some of you need that. So you need my first CD series, the Rockstar Recruiting School. But some of you are saying, gosh, I get that, but I need to know how to manage my time. I need to know how to create systems for my team. I need to know how to create culture. I need to know how to lead. So I created this specifically for you. You can make your car a rolling university and listen to this, hear my cute little voice. People always say I have a very distinct voice. And just like my first CD series, it's 3 CDs that you can listen to over and over and over again and master network marketing leadership. Now, here's the cool thing. Maybe you need both CDs. Maybe you don't, but I'm going to explain this to you. As my birthday gift for you, I'm doing a buy one, get one free offer today. And it's very limited time, literally meaning we did a limited run of these. It's while supplies last. So let me just share with you this real quickly. And then I'm going to explain to you how you can get free coaching from me, okay? It's $194 value because each CD retails for $97. There's going to be a combo special that'll be ongoing for $147, but for my birthday today, I'm actually going to be offering half off where you buy one CD, you get the other free. So for $97, you're going to get my 2 CDs. Millions of dollars of success, right? Crammed into these CDs. And if you're not willing to invest $97 in your success, kind of scary. I've invested far more than $97 into my professional development over the past 5 years because I've treated network marketing as my career. That's why I've been successful. So the way that you're going to get this is when you go to sarahrobbins.com, under the shop button or the store button, you're going to see a picture, a combo pack of the 2 CDs. I'm only offering a discount on these 2 today. When you check out, all you have to do is enter the code 5-STAR, the number 5, STAR, 5-STAR. And it's going to take the discount off when you check out. Now, some of you are like, I already have your first CD series. What do I do? Well, as Dana Lucanis, I hope I'm saying her last name right, she posted this on my page today about an hour ago. She said, awesome webinar. She was on our first webinar. She said, I have your first CD series, but got that special so I could give the duplicate away to somebody on my team. What about the next person who joins you? Do a little sign-up incentive. Hey, next person who joins me is going to get this. Or what about using it as an incentive for your team? Hey, top end sales this month gets the CD series. You'll have it in time before, month-end close if you order right away. Great idea. Remember, when you give your leaders the gift of training, that is the gift that keeps on giving because they are going to build the business for you. I gift actually my new people my CDs and my book when I get started. So literally I can hand them a system and say, here you go. It's up to you to devote your time to personal and professional growth. Now I'm going to teach you what you need to do, and we're still going to talk and still work on your income producing activity, but you're going to have to spend some time learning the business as well. So I just thought that was super smart. So here's where you can get all of my products, and then I'm going to talk to you about the coaching for tonight. Guys, if you're ever purchasing single books, typically the most inexpensive place to find Rock Your Network Marketing Business can be on Amazon. Now, if you don't see the big buy now button on Amazon, it doesn't mean that they don't have them. Sometimes other sellers are selling the books, so you need to look under new copies and find an option and purchase one. But for bulk book orders, Amazon, I don't know if you know this, every time you order multiple books, they make you pay for shipping on each book. If you want bulk books, and only have to pay for shipping once. Plus, I give deep discounts on large orders. Every time the more you order, the more you save. You're going to order at sarahrobbins.com on my store, my little store tab, my shopping tab. I order these books for, my newbies. I send them with a little, personalized card that says, "You rock, welcome to the team," and sign the book for them. You can do the same thing. What about incentives for your team or even holiday gifts? All the CDs and in combo packs, there's a combo with the book CD, the book and CD, the 2 CDs are at sarahrobbins.com. If you want something shipped international, I do that. You can order at sarahrobbins.com. But today's special, the 2 CDs for the price of one, is at sarahrobbins.com on my store there. You're going to see a picture of the 2 CDs, the combo pack. Use the code 5STAR, 5STAR at the checkout, and then it will take the discount off. Remember, it is limited supply, very limited supply, and it is while supplies last over the next few days, okay? So here's what we're going to do next. I want to offer you the opportunity to learn from me live. You can probably hear in my voice, I've done 2 of these today and had a full days of work. I am tired, but I am going to spend as much time as I possibly can answering your questions live. Guys, if you inbox message me and I don't answer you, please don't be offended. I literally get thousands of messages and I do my best on Facebook to keep up with them all. There's just one of me and a lot of you, okay? As I mentioned before, at this time, I don't do personal coaching, okay? Who knows if that'll change in the future, but as of now, I don't. So if you have questions from tonight or questions just about network marketing, MLM, direct sales in general, I want you to post it. I'm going to tell you where in a minute. But here's the thing. I got to be very specific. Do not post your company name or I will delete your post. I've been respectful for you tonight, and I respect my generic training space and the fact that you trust me and honor me in front of your team. So I didn't mention my company name tonight. I'm asking you on my fan page that's generic, because you're recommending people on from a lot of different companies. I consult for a lot of different companies. I speak for leadership retreats, conventions, etc. That this remains a place of integrity and there is no soliciting, no spamming, no alluding to company names, products, etc. We can all play by the rules here. So here's what I'm going to ask. Go to my fan page right now, facebook.com/Sarah Robbins fan page. If you've not already, you need to like the page first, because that's going to give you access to the updates and allow you to participate in some of the conversation threads. Also, we'll keep you updated for future trainings like this that are free and fun. And then you're going to see a picture of the 2 CDs with the words by it that say Power Hour. So go to facebook.com/Sarah Robbins fan page. Look for the post with my 2 CDs that say Power Hour. I'm going to ask you to give me a shout out if you were on the call tonight, because I would love to hear from you. And then if you have any questions, you can post them there too. Okay? I'm going to spend as much time as I can and as much time as my eyes will stay open for answering all of your questions tonight. And again, we'll send out the replay for this in just a little bit. Now, for more information from me, again, you can like my fan page on Facebook, or you can also learn from me at sarahrobbins.com. Remember, when you are there, to subscribe to my generic newsletters or different from my team newsletters if you're in our company. You'll see a video demystifying the big build. If you sign up for them there with your email, then you are going to receive a training video from me for free and get on my newsletters. As always, I want to remind you that me and my company make no guarantee of any amount of income that participating in any of my training programs would generate for you. I encourage you to consult your company's income disclosure statement made available on your corporate site or your corporate materials as well. Just contact your company for that. Well, guys, I hope to see you over on the Facebook page. Shout out if you were here and tell me what your questions are, and continue to rock your network marketing business. Rock on, rock stars. See you over on Facebook.